of Cups.
Good morning. I don't know if you heard that. Might be for somebody. Ace of Cups. Okay. Been a couple days, but I got some big messages, so I'm going to get right into it. So many dreams. What do they mean, and why are there so many confusing signs? As you awaken your gifts and start to understand your nervous system, your chakras will start to align. Your body gives you signals as to what needs help and repair. Modern medicine is not always the answer. Your body knows what it needs. Have you asked it? Start the communication with it to discover what it needs. Treating your body like the priceless temple that it is will give you the strength and clarity to move through this journey with all of its ebbs and flows. No journey has a perfect balance. It is up to you to discover what moves your soul and why. Your childhood imagination is your greatest teacher. Can you tap into that? Do you remember your favorite pastime or hobby? Can you make money doing that? Go live your dreams and discover the true you. It is in there to awaken to a life of peace and happiness. That was yesterday. Today, I got new beginnings. Are you ready? Your gifts and resources are coming in. You question it, but your gratitude and patience is bringing them in. You have been diligent in the pursuit of truth and persevered when others stood in your way and called you crazy. They did with me. They still do. You cried, yelled, broke down, didn't understand, and still stood in your commitment to your spiritual journey. No one is going to stop what you have coming in for you. Your life and those who care Your life and those you care for are about to be blessed in many ways. Stay in your truth and move with kindness. Your life is about to upgrade, and life will feel like a dream. Be loved. Be well. They just keep getting better, you guys. So resonated today. And I pulled one card before I heard that, which was the new beginnings. And some of you have had a decrease, but you're using your intuition in your manifestations and your planning. And you do have somebody, though, in your world that is in that victim mentality of, well, what about me? And, they're kind of passive aggressive with you and trying to sabotage you because they see that you're moving forward with your world and they want to be able to come with, but unfortunately they cannot. But what is happening is your optimism, your belief in your spiritual journey, your belief in yourself, your inner self, is helping to push you along, and it's kind of dribbling like Hansel and Gretel, moving along their path, with a little bit, that they are given. And your payoff is coming. Love is the only frequency. A lot of you need to check your deacon of your sign, and what I mean by that is each deacon has got like 3 tiers. The first 10 days, second 10 days, third 10 days. It means a lot for you to check that. But the beautiful part of it is Archangel Gabriel is helping you with your communications and standing up for yourself and talking and using your voice versus shutting up like you used to keep the peace. You're no longer keeping the peace. You're keeping the peace for yourself instead, which is upsetting some people. But what have you been doing is you've been alchemizing all of those ops and energies that have been thrown at you to try and stop you from getting to the truth and expressing out to people. You have no idea the amount of times and things with the algorithms, here and on some of the other things. I don't think my Instagram page has moved in years. And people think that should bother me. I know it's getting out to people because I see what comes back. Even though the followers, numbers aren't there, it doesn't matter. People are still getting the messages. And what you're finding is love. And it's time to start your journey. And it's going to feel like Mercury retrograde on steroids in some senses. But all it's doing is forming you. And you're shedding and you're getting rid of all of those evil eyes and things that people, because they don't understand how you're doing it. They don't get it. Well, that's because they're still stuck in this programmed world and not taking accountability for themselves. And then what are they doing? They're turning to alcohol and drugs and whatnot to pacify what they don't understand about themselves, because they don't want to feel. They don't want to feel what has happened to them. And I'm telling you, it takes a warrior to go inwards, to feel that feeling and, get there. I tell this story a lot, but I use it because I have forever said I'm going to use my life as the examples to hopefully help you. I had to commit myself to the mental ward almost 15 years ago now. But I was so exhausted and I was so drained mentally, physically, emotionally. I went into that ER room. I cried for almost 5 hours straight, just sobbing, because I was that drained by the people that were around me. And I didn't realize at the time what was happening to me. And Spirit, kept me safe and put me into some really good programs, and I met some really great people. But it took me about a good year and a half to feel even a little bit like me. And when I look back at it now, I should have cut out a lot of those people that were in my world at that time, but instead I stayed and I tried to make things work. And in the end, it happened all over again. And I was stuck in that cycle. And I was chameleon beautifully into their lives, because that's what us Pisces do so well. And now being a stellium of Pisces, are you kidding me? I am a master. Hence why the master alchemist. But what I've learned is I no longer throw myself into things where the relationships aren't reciprocal. And I no longer, jump in head first with sympathy. I empathize and I observe it. And I stay on the outside of it. And I let them figure it out. And I give them tools. That's what I do with my clients. Yes, I do coach, because I use myself. And what it starts with is figuring out what makes you happy. Make a list, write them down. And those things you should be incorporating into your life so that you can start feeling better. You can start feeling like yourself again. It's very important you know who you are, not what people tell you you are. When you have people that tell you, oh, you're just a piece of shit and that's all you're ever going to be, and you start believing that, guess what happens? But when you start telling yourself you're a beautiful soul that came here to learn who you truly are, and some of you being those generational breakers, and I am that girl, I know it. I'm not listening to that anymore, or even the ancestors who I now, some of them I realize that are coming in to try and sabotage me. Why? Because they want the family to stay in the pity party, in the brokenness, and to keep doing what they were doing because they think it's right. Well, that's not happening. You are safe, though. That's the beautiful. But you gotta own the shadow side of your life so that you can let those blessings come in for you. It's a balance. You walk that fine line, and you bring them together and you go, you know what? I'm going to love me. I'm going to love me so nobody can stand in my way anymore. Nobody can tell me how I need to live my life. I still have people that try. And I'm like, when does it stop? I'm 57. Because what they know, and they see it coming, the star is born. And you're going to shine so bright and help so many people and be that individual for so many people, and it bothers them. But always remember, that first feeling is your intuition. And your intuition is always going to be positive. It's always going to come through and tell you good things to do for yourself and about you, and it's going to express it kindly. It's not going to be an asshole to you. It's not going to tell you to unalive yourself. It's not going to tell you to do bad things or harm yourself. It's going to give you insight. It's going to give you courage, and it's going to give you the love that you deserve on the inside, so that in turn you can share it with the butterflies are here, and you know what they are. They're spies. Do not let them stay in your house. I can feel the magic that is being thrown. But I tell you now, Archangel Michael and his white light will protect you always if you call him in, because that is what he does in his army of angels. So you go be you, and you don't worry about what other people say. You start doing for yourself and taking care of yourself, because ultimately that is why you are here. I love you all so much. Have a beautiful day.